We're not getting John versus Tom ever. Yes, you will.
The other big one is obviously John versus Tom Aspinall. This week was a funny one. Someone reported that the fight's done, it's got a date. Then the next day someone reported the fight's off, and then John's not taking it. Where do we stand with that fight?
Everything you hear is bullshit until we say it.
So that fight is still the target for both men?
I've said it many times that's the fight that we want to make this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, you said you were super confident. It's definitely going to happen. Are you still super confident?
Still super confident.
Cool. In your career, do you remember another fight that people are kind of bitching at you about as much as this one?
Yeah, there's been plenty.
Dates every single year. One of those dates is International Fight Week, and every year it's big. But if that fight's off, chill, we are 9 weeks away. 9 weeks with no main event. Generally, the promotion would have already started to ramp up for that because people going to Vegas. You have UFC X, you have the meet and greets. Who is going to main event this fight card, Chael?
I think they got it, by the way. I think they got it, and there's something coming. There's something that's done, and the announcement is coming with Aspinall and Jones. I don't know the date.
Come on.
I thought they were going to take those boys to New York. I'm only suggesting for you. We do have some big things.
Until we say it.
So that fight is still the target for both men?
I've said it many times that's the fight that we want to make this year. Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, you said you were super confident. It's definitely going to happen. Are you still super confident?
Still super confident.
Dana White just dropped a bombshell. Well, almost. While it's not officially announced, all signs are pointing to a jaw-dropping showdown. Tom Aspinall versus John Jones. The heavyweight division might be on the verge of its biggest clash ever, and fans are going wild. Could this dream fight finally be happening? Let's break it all down. The buzz is getting louder, and it's no longer just fan speculation. Something big is brewing in the UFC heavyweight division. Tom Aspinall versus John Jones. Yeah, that fight. While it hasn't been officially plastered across UFC posters just yet, Dana White's recent comments have set the MMA world on fire. It's like the final puzzle pieces are being shuffled into place, and every move signals that this super fight is closer than ever.
2 days ago on the train where he was saying like John's side is holding up the fight. What is he referring to there?
Well, I think that, listen, John Jones definitely wants to fight. Just when and where is what we're working on now.
Do you feel confidence? I think you said John
I'm very
in summer on first day.
that fight happens. Yeah.
Summer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tom Aspinall has quickly become the pride of British MMA, climbing the ranks with a mix of lightning-fast finishes and an ice-cold composure that's rare in the heavyweight scene. He's got the belt, the confidence, and now, seemingly, the opportunity. Fans have been rallying for this moment, itching to see whether Aspinall's new-school versatility can match the legendary dominance of John Bones Jones. Jones, on the other hand, remains the gold standard in MMA. Whether you love him or love to hate him, there's no denying his impact. After years of ruling the light heavyweight division, he made the leap to heavyweight, and now it looks like he's finally getting lined up for the kind of matchup that reminds everyone why he's considered the GOAT. The only things holding things up are timing, logistics, and the fine print.
As well as the excitement for the event tomorrow, the hot talking point in British mixed martial arts, and I suppose world martial arts right now, is what's going on in the heavyweight division, because there's British interest with Tom Aspinall. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's...
Give us a little bit of something. Can the fans get excited about the super fight?
I'll tell you what I've been telling you since day one. The fight's going to happen. The fight's going to happen. It's just a matter of when now, and getting it signed and done, and the fight will happen.
Do you have a cut-off point in your mind of when to get that done?
No, it's going to happen. It's done, but it's not done. Not done enough to sit right here now and announce it and give you a date, but the fight's going to happen.
With that then, if I could just poke it a little bit more, is it more on logistics rather than the agreement of the fighters? Is it on the logistics?
No, there's no, just a matter of getting it signed now.
Okay.
But make no mistake, everyone involved wants this fight, from Dana White's near slips to fighter interviews packed with when, not if, energy. It's clear both camps are circling the date, and that's where the real excitement comes in. Fans aren't just speculating anymore, they're bracing for a showdown that could redefine the heavyweight era. And if you needed any more reason to get hyped, even Joe Rogan couldn't hold back his excitement about this potential clash.
When Aspinall fights John Jones.
I gotta hope they fight. I want to know.
It's gotta happen, right?
Here's a question with Aspinall. What happens with Aspinall in the second round? Like,
I guess
you want to talk about a guy who sprints.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a guy who's fast twitch. Aspinall's one of the fastest heavyweights. He might be the fastest heavyweight in the history of the sport. I don't think anybody moves like that guy does. At a 250 plus pound frame, his movement's extraordinary. And that's something you have to deal with. Like, that is a crazy ability. Like, his ability to move, like the way he moves, is so much different than everybody else in the sport.
For someone who's seen every kind of fighter walk through the UFC's doors, Joe doesn't get wide-eyed easily. But the idea of John Jones stepping in against Tom Aspinall, that's got him genuinely fired up. And for good reason. Aspinall isn't your typical heavyweight. He doesn't lumber across the cage. He doesn't wait to counter. He moves like a man 2 weight classes lighter, with freakish speed and a natural flow that makes people do double takes. You watch Tom and think, how is a guy that size doing that? It's not just quickness, it's controlled aggression, smooth transitions, and total awareness of distance. Fighters don't usually get described as explosive and technical in the same sentence, but with Aspinall, it fits perfectly. That kind of athleticism causes real problems, and Rogan, like many fans, knows it could be a serious X factor against someone like John.
All of his fights, like all together, he's fought like 10 minutes. Everybody gets blown out. Yeah. But let's watch one of them. Like the only loss he has was he blew his knee out throwing a kick, which is crazy. He didn't even get hit. He threw a round kick and his ACL exploded. So let's see Marcin Tybura. That's a good one. He's so fucking fast, dude. The Andrei Arlovsky fight, you can see that's pretty fast too. We'll put the Tybura one. It's the left-hand side. Go above that to the left. Right there. Click on that.
No, but it's going to be a
Just click on it.
I can't control this.
That's fine. That's fine. I just want to show his movement. Look how fast he moves in. I mean, that guy's so fucking fast. Yeah. He moves like a 175-pounder. He doesn't move like a 250-pound guy. Look how quickly he closes the distance, man. His hand speed and full range of skill. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem.
But don't get it twisted. This is John freaking Jones we're talking about. A man whose fight IQ and adaptability have shut down legends for over a decade. He's not a natural heavyweight, sure, but that's almost what makes it more intriguing. John walks around at around 230 pounds, maybe less. And yet, despite not being the biggest man in the division, he has always been the problem in every gym he's stepped into. Stories from back in the day paint a clear picture. John used to run through heavyweights at Jackson Wink like it was nothing. Bigger guys or stronger guys, it didn't matter. He just found ways to dismantle them. That's the scary part. John might not be a true heavyweight by size, but he is by skill. He doesn't need to be 260 to dominate. He's always relied more on timing, range control, and creativity than brute strength. And when you mix that with decades of experience and a cold-blooded ability to adapt mid-fight, you start to see why betting against him still feels risky, even against someone as gifted as Tom.
And he's young.
So what's your prediction if it happens?
It's hard to bet against John. It's hard to bet against John. But John's not a real heavyweight. Yeah. John could make light heavyweight, 100%. He weighs 230 right now, maybe a little less than 230. There's no doubt in my mind that if John just changed his diet and went back, he hasn't put that much mass on that you would say 205 is out of reach.
No, it's fluffy weight.
Yeah.
A lot of it too.
Yeah, I mean, look, he had always had the reputation of fucking all the heavyweights up at Jackson Winklejohn. Always. Everybody said, like, when Brendan went down and trained with him, Brendan was a heavyweight, Brendan Schaub, he's like, he fucked me up. He goes, dude, I was like top 10 in the world as a heavyweight. I thought I was the shit. He fucked me up. He goes, he beat my ass. And he goes, he beat everybody else's ass too. All the other heavyweights ragdolled dude's way bigger than him. He's just a freak.
And just as Joe Rogan was marveling over Tom's freakish speed and movement, Daniel Cormier took a more measured, behind-the-scenes approach to the whole situation. For DC, this isn't just about hype, it's about risk and reward. He's been in John's shoes before, and he knows how John thinks. According to him, John doesn't fear Tom, not even a little. In John's mind, Aspinall is just another name on the hit list. But here's the catch. John also knows this fight is dangerous enough that it has to make financial sense. That's why DC pointed out something we almost never see John Jones opening as an underdog. Let that sink in. The man who's been favored against Hall of Famers, who's made killers look average, is now the betting underdog. And even if John won't say it publicly, that shift in perception, that's bound to make him pause. Not because he doubts himself, but because he knows what's at stake.
Keep you straight. This is a different situation for Jones. Because at the end of the day, guys, I will tell you, not afraid. Tom Aspinall to John Jones is just another guy that he would fight and that he believes he can beat. And that's just the truth. But what he does want is to get paid. And I think he recognizes the dangers in the fight to give him that fight. I mean, when this line opened, John Jones was an underdog. John Jones was the underdog. I don't even know if there's ever been a time in his career where someone has been favored to beat John Jones. And I think that concerns him. That concerns him.
There's just a lot of people on his nuts right now. Coming up with John Jones t-shirts, buying a little duck, and just the little shit that he does. He's annoying to me. He's annoying to me. And that's my own personal, he annoys me. I get to you guys, you find it entertaining, but I find him annoying. And I just don't like him. And at the end of the day, if I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be so compensated. I want to say it, I want that fuck you money.
And speaking of people who aren't mincing words, Eddie Hall, he just said it how he sees it. Now, Eddie isn't some MMA expert, but he's a strongman who knows toughness when he sees it. And according to him, if you lock Tom Aspinall and John Jones in a room and said, only one of you comes out, he's picking Tom. No doubt about it. Eddie thinks John Jones is avoiding Tom. Not because John's scared like a kid hiding under the bed, but because he knows Tom's a serious problem. Fast, powerful, and dangerous from every angle. Eddie even pointed out that John's already talking about retiring soon, and to him, that sounds like John wants to leave before Tom gets a shot at him. In Eddie's words, actions speak louder than words. Right now, it doesn't look like John is racing to sign that contract.
John Jones or Tom Aspinall. So if you don't know MMA world, sorry to bore you, but Tom Aspinall is UFC's #1 right now. John Jones is, he's seen as the best MMA fighter on the planet. Dana White's got a massive for him, says he's unbeatable. Honestly, I think if you put John Jones and Tom Aspinall in a room and said one man leaves, I think Tom Aspinall leaves that room. I genuinely do. I think, and I think John Jones, I mean, I can't badmouth the guy. He's got an amazing record, but he's definitely ducking Tom Aspinall, 100%. And I think he's even said he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall after his next fight. He's pretty much going to retire after this fight, so he's ducking Tom Aspinall. I mean, he can say what he wants, but actions speak louder than words. So there we go. Anyway, the answer to that question is Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is kicking John Jones.
Now let's talk about Chael Sonnen's take. Straight to the point and brutally honest as always. Chael believes the real issue isn't just the danger Tom Aspinall brings into the cage. It's what happens after. He thinks John might be more worried about losing his champion status than taking the actual fight. If Tom beats him and the UFC doesn't line up an immediate rematch, what does John have left? He's 36, nearing the end of his run, while Tom's just getting started. Chael also hinted that John might already feel the UFC is preparing to move on. If they had plans for John without a belt, they probably would have made that clear by now. So from Chael's point of view, it's not just about the matchup, it's about power, timing, and staying relevant in a sport that's always chasing the next big thing.
John has a concern. They don't know what to do with me if I'm not champion. And if Tom beats me and he doesn't give me a rematch, or they won't guarantee me a rematch, what do they plan to do with me? Again, understanding to the inside of John. If that in fact is accurate information. That John is worried about an immediate rematch and doesn't believe he's going to get it. You can look at the board and see that he's 36 and on his way out, and this guy is 20-something on his way up. And he even questions why they left the belt with him, to the point that he's saying if they knew what to do with me not as champion, they'd have already done it. That's very objective. So is it as simple as guaranteeing John a rematch? Very interesting point.
And speaking of why the fight might have been delayed in the first place, that leads us straight into what Demetrius Johnson had to say. It's not just about Jon Jones being cautious or Tom Aspinall being on the rise. This whole situation at its core comes down to money and negotiations. Demetrius didn't tiptoe around it. From his point of view, Jon isn't ducking anyone. He just knows his value and wants to be compensated fairly for a fight that's arguably one of the most dangerous of his career. This isn't just any matchup. Tom is younger, faster, and possibly the toughest stylistic challenge Jon has ever faced. So naturally, Jon wants to be paid like a man stepping into that kind of storm. According to Mighty Mouse, the UFC has the money, they just reported massive earnings, so it's not a question of affordability, it's a question of willingness. From his view, the promotion wants to book this mega fight, but when Jon says he wants $30 million, the response isn't sure, it's that's too much. And just like that, the talks stall. To Demetrius, it's pretty simple. If the UFC really wanted this to happen, they'd pay the man, but they won't. And until they do, Jon stays on the sidelines, the fight stays a fantasy, and fans are left wondering what could have been. As we wrap up, it's clear this fight is on everyone's mind, but the obstacles seem to be more than just the fighters themselves. Whether it's the money, the timing, or the logistics, Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall is a showdown we're all dying to see. But with so many moving parts, it's tough to say when it'll go down. We'll just have to wait and see how this all plays out. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Who do you think will come out on top if and when this fight finally goes down?